Hi everyone, I'm Minnie from This and That Minis. Thanks for joining me. Today I'll be showing you how to crochet these heart-shaped cookies. Gifting these to friends and loved ones is a sweet way to show how much you care for them. They look great sprinkled here and there in your decor. Because these take so little yarn, it's also a great way to get rid of some of that yarn stash you have. And if you're like me, you have an abundance of that. Today I'll be showing you how to make this yellow cookie. We'll be starting with the cookie part. You'll need some tan yarn for the cookie. I wouldn't go any darker than this here, as your cookie may look burnt. And of course the yellow. And then any colors you'd like for sprinkles if you choose to put sprinkles on. Some scissors, a yarn needle, and I use a size G hook. I'll be showing you two different granny square hearts today. One for the cookie and one for the icing. So using your tan yarn, we'll start with a slip knot and a chain of 4. One, 2, 3, and 4. We'll slip stitch back into that first single crochet, and chain 2. You'll need to place 12 double crochets in the center of that circle you made. So here's 1, and there's 2, and 3, 4, and continue on until you have 12. I'll meet back up with you at the end of the 12th stitch. And without counting that first chain 2 stitch, let's double check our counts here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Slip stitch at the top of the first double crochet of the last round. Give that tail from the magic ring a good tug. Chain 2. This round is a double crochet increase in every stitch in the round. The first 2 double crochets are in the same stitch as the chains 2. 1, 2, and an increase of double crochets in the next stitch, and on around. I'll continue on off camera and meet back up with you at the end of the row. Not counting that first chain 2 stitch, let's count your stitches. You should have 24 total. We're going to place a slip stitch at the top of that first double crochet. In the 4th stitch from the hook, we're going to place a double treble crochet. That's by yarning over 3 times. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yarn over, pull through your loop. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. Yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops. Yarn over and pull through those last 2 loops on the hook. And now we'll need 7 more of these in the same stitch. So yarn over 3 times, inserting the hook into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the second 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the third 2 loops, and yarn over, pull through those last 2 loops. Continuing on, place 6 more, just like the first 2, in that same stitch. You may need to scrunch up those stitches closer together if you're running out of room. Yarning over 2 times, we're going to place 2 treble stitches in that same stitch as the 8 stitches we just finished. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the second 2 loops, yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Yarn over 2 times. We're going back into that same stitch with another treble crochet. Another treble crochet in the next stitch. And another treble in the next stitch. Pull through the first 2, pull through the second 2, and pull through the last 2. In the next stitch, we'll place a double crochet. And in the next stitch, we'll do a half double crochet. And in the next 3 stitches are just single crochets. So there's 1, 2, and 3. In the next stitch will be a half double crochet, and a double crochet in that same stitch. Now we're at halfway through the heart. We're going to chain 1, and in that same stitch do exactly what we did on the other side in reverse, with a double crochet, a half double in the same stitch, and 3 single crochets in the next 3 stitches. 1, 2, and 3. A half double crochet in the next stitch, a double crochet in the next stitch, and a treble stitch in the next 2 stitches. You'll yarn over twice, pull through the first 2 loops on your hook, the second 2 loops, and the last 2 loops, followed by another treble crochet in the next stitch. Which should be the 4th stitch from the end of the round. And now crochet 2 treble crochets in the next stitch. And placing the second treble crochet in that same stitch. And just like we did on the other side, we will need to place 8 double treble crochets in that same stitch. I'll do the rest of these off camera and meet back up with you at the end of the 8th stitch. If you're enjoying this video, please hit that like button. And if you have any suggestions or questions, please comment below. I'd really love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe. So in that last stitch, the first 2 stitches being the treble crochets, and the last 8, the double treble crochets, we are at the end of the round. So going back in to that first crochet we made, place a slip stitch. And there's the cookie part of your granny square heart. Snip that end off. And pull that tail through the loop and give it a good tug for a knot. A granny square heart. And now to get started on the icing part of your cookie. We're going to make a magic ring. Chain 2 and place 2 double crochets right inside that magic ring. So with that first chain 2 stitch and these 2 will equal 3 double crochets. Chain 2 and repeat that with 3 double crochets in this magic circle. There's 1, 2, and 3. Chain 2 and repeat that sequence. 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, 3 more times. I will do this off camera and meet back up with you when we're finished with the set of 3. Place a slip stitch at the top of that beginning chain 3 stitch. And we're going to slip stitch over to this corner. So place a slip stitch in the next stitch. And a slip stitch in the corner. Now going into the center stitch between the corners, stitch here we're going to place 12 treble crochets. Yarn over, pull through the first 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the next 2 loops, yarn over, and pull through the last 2 loops. Let's do that 11 more times. I will do the rest off camera and meet back up with you at the end of the 12th stitch. And then we're going to place a slip stitch directly into the corner of the previous round. And next we'll be placing 12 double treble crochets into that center stitch again of the previous round. I'll finish these off camera and meet back up with you at the end of the 12th stitch. And place a slip stitch in the corner. And that'll finish off the icing part of your cookie. Cut off your yarn with a long enough tail to sew this yellow frosting part onto your cookie. And pull that through the loop and giving it a good tug to secure it with a knot. Next, weave in the shorter end under 4 or 5 stitches. And cut off what's left. Next, we'll tuck those ends on the wrong side of the heart. We want this side to show, so we'll be sewing the frosting on this side. No need to weave these ends in, as they'll be inside the cookie. Now, as we're sewing this frosting onto the cookie, don't worry too much if it doesn't line up. Frosting isn't ever perfect on cookies. Placing your first stitch, just insert it into the cookie part without going all the way through. We don't want to see that yellow on into the tan on the bottom part. So just through some stitches on the top part, pull through, and continue that all around. Oopsie. I'll continue the rest off camera and meet back up with you when I'm finished. Okay, so now we'll tie it off with a couple of knots, just by inserting our needle and pulling through, giving it a good tug, and one more for good measure. And weave your yarn into 4 or 5 stitches. And cutting off the end. And now if you're deciding to put sprinkles on, just pick out colors of your choice, snip off about 4 or 5 inches, and just sew in. Tie off, making sure it's tight, tie off, and cut, tucking the ends into the inside of the heart. Use the end of your needle to help tuck those in if you need to, and doing much the same for any other color sprinkle you would like. I will do mine off camera. And there you have a Valentine's Day cookie heart. And my lighting is just terrible in here, so they're not showing up as brightly as they really are. But they are pretty. Thank you for watching.